Hello everybody, welcome back to the shop. Today I'm going to be playing with Fusion 360. I really don't know that much about it. I don't know how to use it properly. The only thing I know about Fusion is from my trial and errors, from me just fiddling around with it. I like to play with it, although I don't know how to use it. But I just put together a dust separation for my CNC and for the shop out there, so I need a dust boot for my CNC, and I've been searching high and low. I've looked all over the place. I've seen a bunch of different designs. I've printed out some. I've got one on there now. I'm just waiting on some. I bought some bristles from Amazon. They'll be here tomorrow, so I haven't really had a chance to use it. It fit the router perfect. It fit the hose perfect, but the bristle part and the top part that mounts to the router are two separate pieces, and they screw together with M3 bolts. And as I was putting it on there and just looking at it, even without the bristles on it, I can already tell I'm wanting something. I want something that has embedded magnets that I can remove the whole bristles assembly for when I'm changing bits. So that's what I'm going to be working on today. And like I said, I've looked at a bunch of different designs, and they call for different size of magnets. There's a ton of them out there, but I figured I'm going to go ahead and try to design my own. Since I do have Fusion 360, I do have a 3D printer, so let's just see how far I can get. And another reason why I want to design my own, because like I said, I do want to use embedded magnets. These are square magnets. They're 13 millimeters by 13 millimeters by 3.5 millimeters tall. I've got more of these magnets than I can count. So that's one reason why I want to go ahead and design my own magnet-based dust shoe. I got all these magnets. I don't want to purchase more magnets when I've already got these on hand. So I'm going to design my dust shoe around these magnets here. I'm going to go ahead and start a new project. First things first, I know my design is going to be for a 65 millimeter Makita router. So first thing I want to do is hit C for circle. Select the plane I want to place it on. Drop my dot 65 millimeters. There's my first circle. I want to go out from there at least 5 millimeters. So the wall of this is going to be the inner circle. So the wall of the part that's going to hold on to the router is going to be at least 5 millimeters thick. Let's see again. That's 65, so we'll make one 70 millimeters. Alright, I've got two circles. The other circle I need is for I'm using a 2.5 inch. I got a 2.5 inch line off Amazon, and it's going to go from the dust shoe to my dust separator. And like I said, that's a 2.5 inch line. So what is that? 63.4 millimeters. Let me make sure. 63.5 millimeters. So I'm gonna come over here. See, I got this placed right on the red line, so I'm just gonna come over here somewhere and $63.5. You can see right now that's not gonna work. My two circles are intersecting. We don't want that. I'm just gonna eyeball a gap here. This is the outer diameter of this hole. So I'm gonna create another ring on the inside of this circle. And I've got this 5 millimeters. Let's make this one 5 millimeters. Hit C, draw my circle, 58.5. And I'm just eyeballing this right now. That looks good to me. I'm going to do another circle. And this is going to be for the base. You know what? I'm not going to draw a circle. I'm going to hit R for rectangle. And I'm going to go ahead and draw out my magnet. My magnets are 13 by 13. I know I'm going to have one on this back side here. So that's going to be a recess for the magnet. So now I'm going to come over here and hit a circle. I don't want it that big, so I'm going to go right about here, and we'll make another little extrusion off to the side there for that. I'm going to go about right there. I like that, I think. I'm going to come over here, make me another circle, just a little bit smaller. Crap, no I'm not. Or rectangle. I'm going to come over here, 13, tab 13, so I can see where my magnets are going to be. Move it in just a little bit. I'm just not coming to the, no. Yeah, let's put it to the edge, just right. That way it's not interfering with the wall thickness. That looks good. I'll have a magnet in front, a magnet in the back, and I'll put a couple more right here. These are very, very strong magnets. I don't know that I'm going to need more than 4. I definitely want one in the front and back. So now that I've got that, let's come over here and hit C. Then draw me another circle. About the same. Right there. That looks good. I'm going to hit L. I'm going to draw me a line. I'm going to connect these 2 circles. There. That looks good. Now I'm going to do some trimming up. Okie dokie. What else do I need? I need to, let's go ahead and do this. I'll draw me a little circle right here, right where that intersects. No. I'm going to draw it. Oops. Put it on the line there. There you go. Just trim that. Now I got a little extrusion where I can recess that magnet into. Do the same thing over here. Hit C, come about here. Just eyeball this out somewhere about there, then grab my trim tool. There we go. I'm starting to get something to come together here. Almost looks like a piece of a dust shoe. Hit R again. 13, tab 13. Hit the tab key to jog back and forth between the width and height. Click down here, rectangle, 13, tab 13. grab this and just move this down so we can tell what's going on here. What does that look like to me? Is 4 magnets going to be enough? I think so. Yep. Make sure we're still recording. Okay, there's my dust shoe, I think. Tell you one thing else I want to do. I need another rectangle. This right here Alright, this right here is going to be a block that I can stick a bolt through. Then I'm going to split it right through there. Don't know how big of a split I want there yet. That might have to be adjusted. Let's extrude the whole thing. Let's finish sketch. Let's extrude this. We're going to bring... What? What in the world did I do? I double 56. 5 millimeters, not 56 millimeters. Like that right there is going to be a cut here in a minute, so we're not going to worry about that. Let's make our sketch visible. These two are going to be holes. I want to extrude these up. Distance is going to be all. And when I do distance all over here, that means no matter how high I extrude this piece, this is always going to be a hole. Speaking of extruding that piece, oops, I didn't mean to add that in with this hole, so let's double click on that. Come in here, hold control, remove that from the selection, and then hit OK. Now I got my lip back. This one right here, I want to extrude this. What? I want to extrude that 30. Dang you. $35, not 350. And you can see right now it's red because I want to cut this circle out, but I don't want to cut, I want to join. And this is going to be the piece that the vacuum hose connects to. This piece, we're going to extrude that up. 25 would probably be plenty good enough. Oops, I forgot to select join, because normally I would have taken this first extrude, and in this case I extruded it up 5 millimeters. Normally I would have extruded it down 5 millimeters so the sketch stayed on top of my part, but I mean it's not really that critical, because like I said, I can hit this right here, hit E on the keyboard for extrude, and we'll just draw that up. what did I say, 25, and we'll make that a joint. Alright, you can see my slit right there. I probably wanted that to go up just as much. I didn't add this to the extrude because I'm not sure exactly how high I want to go with that yet. Extrude this up. I guess I'll take it up all the way. So just to simplify things, I'll go into my last extrude, and my big fat head's in the way. I'll go to this last extrude in my timeline, and I'll just double click that to go in to edit that edit feature. We'll roll down to the bottom, we'll hold control, and we'll just select all of this right here. Did I not select that? Edit feature. No, I didn't. There. Now we still got this right here. The reason I put this in here, I want this to be cut through. I don't want that to be there. So what I'll do in this case, I'll just select all of that. Control, click, 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 control, click, click, click and click. Make sure nothing gets left out. We're going to extrude this, and in this case I want this to be a cut. So when I pull this up, then I'll go over here, distance, all. So it's going to cut all of that out. Okay. So when I hide my sketch, you can see I've got a bit of a piece of a dust shoe coming along now. It's almost looking like a dust shoe. My plans over here are to use probably a 1/4 inch bolt to lock this on around the spindle. So with this face selected, I'll hit C. We'll come over here somewhere. I'll make a 7mm hole. I'll drag it down just a hair. E, extrude that through, distance equals all. Alright, there's me a hole, slam through it for a bolt. I've still got to place my magnets. I can delete. Yep. Good, good, good. So, let's do our magnets. Control, 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 control. And we're going to extrude these up. These I don't want to do all because I'm just going to recess it to a certain amount, and that certain amount is going to be 3.5mm. And there's the spot for my magnets. So there's the top portion of my dust shoe. I'm going to come through here, I'm going to hold control, I'm going to grab both of these, and we're going to build these up just a little bit. And this right here, I'm going to bring this down a little bit. It's a bit easier to slip that pipe onto, a little bit easier. And I could come through here and control these edges here. Of course, the bottom I'll leave perfectly flat. 2mm chamfer. Looks good to me. Alright, that's the top part. I need to make a bottom part match this. How do I do that? I'm going to open a new tab. We're going to call it a hybrid. I'm going to create it. In the first tab, I want to hide the bodies. And I'm going to select my sketch. I'm going to Control C. In the second tab, I want to create a sketch. Drop it. Select the plane I want to drop it on. I'm going to Control V. So all my magnets are going to be in the exact same spot because I just copied that and pasted it. Now, I'm not going to need a lot of this here. Don't need none of that. I'm going to make another circle. We're going to come, I'm going to make 2 more circles actually. This is going to be for the inner and the outer walls of the bristle mount. 76. I'm going to do another circle. We'll make it 81. Biggest one here is 63. Circle. I'm going to go 67 over here. We'll make another circle. 72. There. We'll get rid of some of these circles here in a minute. Let's start with the first one. Let's draw us a line and we'll connect these circles I just made. Boom. And from here to there. Now let's do some trimming. That's the outer wall. Let's do us another line from here to there. Come down here and grab us another line from here to there. Now let's trim that up. There. That one can go away. And that one can go away. All those can go away. Now let's do us another line. Let's connect these up. There to there. From there to there. I'm going to trim these away. And there we go. Get rid of that. And I think we're about done. I'm going to select everything. We're going to extrude 5mm. I'm not hit the 5mm. Unhide our sketch. Oh, I need a couple circles for that right there. Go back into our sketch. Oops, I hit V. And click here. I'm going to hit C for circle. I'm going to hit L for line. Just going to bring that down here. We'll do another down to here. There. We'll do the same thing over here. C for circle. Eyeball this out. Escape. Anytime you're in a tool and you want out of it, just hit escape. It'll take you out of a tool. And back to the select tool. L for line. Escape. Let me bring that down just a hair. There. L for line. Bring that over here. That over there. Trim that up. Something like that. Finish sketch. Now I'm going to click here. I want to extrude. And this is a cut. So I want to extrude. Distance equals all. Alright, the magnets are in the top here. Yep. So this piece right here. Oops. Hold your control key. Everything is selected. E for extrude. Bring that down at least 15 millimeters. Cut equals join. So, see this piece right here is where I'm going to glue the bristles to. Now, control, select all of this. Extrude down 3.5 millimeters. Alright, there's my pockets for the magnets. Now, that'll snap on to the bottom. Alright, George, I think we got something. Anyway, you can see, I think I've got a dust shoe now. I'm going to get this printing. Okay, I'm going to print that first. Alright, I do have a bamboo, so I do have a bamboo printer. So when I go to bodies, right click, save as mesh. Over here, I'm sending it to the print utility. Print utility is Bamboo Studio. Hit OK. It's going to open directly into Bamboo Studio. And we'll start this print and we'll find out if it's going to work or not. Okay, it opened directly into Bamboo Studio. Place it on the bed proper. I've got these voids here for my magnets. So I'm going to have to enable support. Alright, we're going to send that. Alright, I'll come back when it's printed and we'll see if it fits. Well, the print looks good. So you can see how strong these magnets are. Oh, God almighty. Two pieces. The bristles won't be in here till tomorrow, so I'll be able to put the bristles on here. I might redo this piece, and I think I did 15 millimeters. Where's my calipers? I take them back upstairs. I might go back and do 20, maybe even 25 millimeters. It depends on what the band on the bristles look like. Okay, so I'm just going to put the magnets in place. Oops. This one doesn't matter which orientation I place it in. Hit it with a little activator. There. There. I got two sitting right here. Separate them boogers. Add a dab of glue. Get your hand in there. Woo. There. There we go. I believe I did all of those. Did not get glue on my fingers. Y'all believe that? None of my fingers are stuck together. Now, oh, just kidding. There we go. I believe I did all of those. Did not get glue on my fingers. Y'all believe that? None of my fingers are stuck together. Now, oh, just kidding. Okay, when I set the magnets in this side, I want to make sure they match up with the magnets on that side as far as polarity, because we want them to attract, not to repel. I'm just pulling magnets off and spacing them away from each other. Small, so you're going to be like this. So that's going to be the first one that I set, is that one. So that's the way it wants to go. So we'll flip this upside down and put it in that hole. Okay. First magnet set on this side. Kind of nervous about snapping that bugger on. Uh-oh. You know what I did not do? I did not let that glue set. Let's let that dry before we test it out. Alright, we're on opposite sides. This is going to be like that. So the magnet over here is going to match the magnet over here. I have to make sure they are in the proper, and that is not. So let's flip that over. That is. So let's turn that upside down and put it in over here. There. And of course, same thing. That is going to match up with this one. That's the wrong polarity. Let's flip it over. Oh, that will attract. So, slide that off. Flip it upside down. Stick it in this side. Test. Get us a little glue in there. Drop it in there. Grab our rag. And we're down to one more piece. And that's this one. Of course, it's going to match up with that one. That did right. So let's flip it over. I'll make sure these magnets are good and seated in there. There. Make sure we've hit them all with a good bit of activator. Okay. Watch your fingers. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't think I'm going to need to worry about these lining up on the edge. It'll be easy enough to model some things on the side if I need to, but I think I like that. Let's go see if it fits on the router. Of course, I've got that set for a 1/4 inch bolt. I have a nut on each side to pinch that shut, so we still got to make sure that that clamps firmly against the router. Okay, here's the one I downloaded off the internet, and I was getting ready to use it, but I don't like the fact that I had to use the M3 bolts to mount this booger together. Can't take the bristles off very easily. So I didn't even put a bolt right there because I didn't have an M3 that was that long. Anyway, just took that one off. Here's mine. Put them side by side. Mine's a lot smaller. Could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. I've seen some real small that hug the bit really close. The bristles are real close to the bit. So this does have a little bit of separation from the bit, so if the bristles come in, maybe they won't come in enough to catch the bit and it gets snatched off. We'll see about that. There's plenty of room for the hose there. So I need to cut this down. Now this is a 1/4 inch bolt, or just a nut. I got jam nuts and some Loctite right there. This is how I put the bolts together for my clamps. If you've ever seen my clamps that I designed and I use for my work hole clamps, this is the threaded part. My thumb knob would go on this side so you can tighten your clamps down. So just an extra bolt I had laying around. I'll cut that short when I figure out how long it needs to be. Let's get this locked in place and see if it works. Okay, of course I've got to cut the bolt shorter, but she is on there and stout. So that guesstimation I was doing as far as my gap, looks like I got it good enough, because that sucker ain't coming. Okay, there's the dust shoe part. I can spin it, but it takes a good bit to twist it around. So that's got a good hold on that part. And here's my 2.5 inch hose that I got off Amazon. Let me put the phone down and put this on real fast and make sure it fits. Okay, that was a good fit. I mean, it went on there just perfectly. So now you can get under here, you can change your bit, you can get your wrenches. I could cock this to the side. Oh, I could loosen that up. Cock that to the side. I don't know, maybe you can cock that to the side for a bit change out. I'm gonna put this on like this, slide it around, and it snaps right into place and it finds itself. If you put it on weird, give it a little push, it finds itself. I like that. Cool. And that right there's where the bristles will glue to. So that's gonna be okay. Take that off. I can't believe that worked. Twist it around. I can't believe that worked so well on the first try. Oh, God almighty. Watch your fingers. It'll still get your fingers. Got my thumb in there. Raise this Z up a bit. I think that's gonna work pretty good. Alrighty. Well, I'll do a video once I get the bristles on there and we'll see how it works. Of course, like I said, I'm gonna cut that short. Don't worry about that. I'm probably gonna model some sort of a wing nut. I'll 3D print a wing nut that'll fit over that hex nut. But I like that a lot more than this one, and this one's a lot bigger. Like I said, we'll see when the bristles get here if it gets close enough to the bit to grab it and snatch it off. But anyway, there's my 3D print. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching. Y'all have a good one. Stay tuned for the next one.